Fort Smith, Arkansas, U.S., May 9, 2026.
Hello, this is Dawn, and I am in Fort Smith, Arkansas. This is a hailstorm. We've lost TV to hail.
Oh my God. It's like it's snowing. It's so cold.
In a spring season already defined by atmospheric volatility, the residents of Fort Smith and the surrounding river valley witnessed one of the most visually stunning and destructive weather events in recent memory on Saturday, May 9, 2026. What began as a humid afternoon typical of early May in Arkansas quickly transformed into a scene resembling a mid-winter blizzard as a series of supercell thunderstorms dumped a staggering volume of hail across the region, turning green landscapes white in a matter of minutes.
All this hail just smoked us.
The atmospheric setup for Saturday's event was classic for the Arkansas River Valley. A potent dry line pushing out of Oklahoma collided with a rich, moist air mass surging north from the Gulf of Mexico. By early afternoon, the National Weather Service, NWS, in Tulsa began tracking a cluster of storms that showed rapid vertical development. At approximately 2:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the threat escalated as meteorologists identified a considerable damage signature on radar, prompting an immediate severe thunderstorm warning for Fort Smith, Van Buren, and Alma. Local meteorologists, including Dan Scoff and Garrett Lewis, provided urgent play-by-play updates as the storm cell intensified. The updrafts in this cell are powerful enough to keep golf ball-sized ice suspended for a significant amount of time, Scoff noted during a live digital broadcast. When the updraft could no longer support the weight of the ice, the sky effectively opened up over Fort Smith. The defining characteristic of the May 9th event was not just the size of the hail, but its sheer volume. While individual hailstones were measured up to 2.00 inches in diameter, roughly the size of an egg, it was the accumulation that shocked residents. Within 15 minutes, social media was flooded with images from residents like Elizabeth Kirsch, showing suburban streets and backyards buried under several inches of ice.
That's so crazy. It's like it snowed out here.
I've lived in Fort Smith for 20 years, and I've seen my share of hail, said one resident near Rogers Avenue. But I've never seen it cover the ground like snow in the middle of May. It was deafening. You couldn't hear yourself speak over the sound of the ice hitting the roof. The physical damage was extensive. Local auto body shops were inundated with calls within hours of the storm's passing. The combination of 70 miles per hour wind gusts and 2-inch hail proved catastrophic for vehicles caught in the open, resulting in shattered windshields, dented hoods, and stripped paint. In addition to vehicular damage, the weight of the hail accumulation combined with heavy rainfall led to localized, ice-clogged street flooding, as storm drains were overwhelmed by the frozen debris.
What the helly? Y'all see this? What the?
The May 9th event is part of a broader, hyperactive weather pattern for 2026. Data from StormerSite and HailPoint indicates that the river valley has experienced near-daily severe weather threats since late April. This frequency aligns with the National Weather Service's climatological data, which identifies April and May as the statistical peak for hail events in Sebastian County.
And look at it, you need to get it. I want to touch it.
However, the intensity of this year's hail season has been anomalous. Earlier in the week, similar storms produced giant hail in Springfield, Missouri, and tornadic activity in North Texas, suggesting a massive high-energy weather system has become semi-permanent over the central United States. As the sun set on May 9th, the white blankets of ice began to melt, leaving behind shredded foliage and a massive cleanup task for homeowners. Local officials have urged residents to document all damage thoroughly before beginning repairs. With the ground saturated and more storms forecasted for the coming week, the risk of flash flooding remains a secondary concern for the river valley. Authorities remind residents that while the winter look of the hail is a novelty, it indicates a highly dangerous atmospheric environment. For now, Fort Smith remains in a state of high alert as meteorologists monitor the next wave of energy moving in from the west.